Rush into Old Navy for jeans for the whole family. Today only, they're $12 for adults, $10 for kids. Better hurry, it's one day only. Today at Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Valid 11/11, select styles only.
This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the big game hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com and NoBSCoachingAdvice.com. And welcome to episode 923. Coming up on our anniversary on the 20th and coming up on the first podcast about job search to hit 1,000 episodes. Unbelievable milestones for this show. The number 2 show about job search in terms of numbers of episodes is my other show, Job Search Radio. Between the two, you are getting mountains of great information. And that doesn't even take into account my videos on YouTube, where I've got several thousand of them. Now, today's show is about mobile phone interviewing. Being effective on a mobile, because although the technology is better, it's still not perfect. So there are a couple of reminders here. And now, let's get going. Quite a few years ago, I wrote an article that's all over the web called Phone Interviews, Prepare to Ace Them. I wrote it at a time when firms were first starting to use phone interviews as part of their repertoire for screening candidates. And most people made a lot of mistakes, and I tried to just give them some simple pointers. One of the pointers I gave them was don't use a mobile phone for an interview. And frankly, times have changed. And we have to kind of adapt with the times. So today I want to talk with you about mobile phone interviewing. And the tips for phone interviewing and mobile interviewing are generally the same. You rehearse, you research the firm, you talk to people beforehand and practice what you're going to say. You get to a place that's relatively quiet where you're not going to be interrupted, stuff along those lines. As a matter of fact, go look for the article, Phone Interviews, Prepare to Ace Them, on the web. You'll find it, I'm sure, and read that article. But now let's get to the point related to mobile interviews. Mobile interviews have one extra dynamic that's beyond your control, and that is you're dependent upon your carrier as to whether you're able to be heard clearly. And you have to remember, your voice is your primary sales tool. And if you're not going to be a place with good cellular reception, you're not going to have a good interview because the person on the other end of the phone is going to get distracted, annoyed, not pay attention, and do a variety of things that discount everything you say because they can't hear you. So just be aware. Look for places where you can actually get great cell service. If you're not sure, frankly, talk to a friend of yours from that place on your mobile. See what they tell you. Don't risk having a bad interview because you were too lazy to check whether that conference room in your office has good cell reception. Don't risk being rejected for a job that you really want because you didn't care enough and didn't take the time to check out how you sound over the phone. Practice not letting the phone slip under your chin. Like I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today. She had just come back from a trip, and there were times where her phone, you knew she wasn't paying attention to where the phone had slipped, and I couldn't hear a word she said. And I had to say, "Excuse me, could you move the phone back to your mouth?" You don't want to be in that position where an interview's on the line because you don't know whether this is going to be the job you really want. So again, pick a spot where you'll have great reception, where no one will have to strain to hear any word you say in a normal tone of voice. Number 2, practice. Practice holding your phone in a way that's comfortable for you during an interview. Practice in a way that your answers come across very clearly. And lastly, check out the place that you're going to interview. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here's a few ways that I can be of help to you. First of all, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching from me, help with interview preparation, or with assistance on a salary negotiation, email me at Jeff Altman at thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, tell me what it's about. Coaching, interview prep, salary negotiation, whatever it is, just put it in the subject line, and in the body, just tell me what's going on, and we'll schedule a time to speak. Next, if you're interested in resume and LinkedIn profile reviews, critiques and such, or a job search makeover where I review every aspect of what you've been doing in your search and try and help you make corrective action one time, you can find out about it at my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us. Look for the tab on top that indicates the kind of service that you want. Click through, place the order, and we'll get to work right away. And there's always JobSearchCoachingHQ.com, where I have curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that's going to help you find work more quickly. Plus, through the site, for one price, you can also ask me questions as well. Again, that site is JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. I'll be back with more soon, and in the meantime, have a great day. Take care.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's you, Jamie. Don't be alarmed, but I think there's a guy following you. Maybe we should get that guard dog we talked about? Nothing too scary. Maybe like a Bichon with an attitude? You know, Progressive's collision insurance covers injured dogs and cats at no extra cost, so... Wait, the guy stood up when I stood up. He's on the phone. He's looking right at me. Oh, wait, it's just my reflection. Don't tell anyone about this.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet coverage not available in New Hampshire and North Carolina.